Station, your Arkansas Artist Radio Showcase on 88.3 KABF, the voice of the people.
Girl, pack a bag, let's take a trip. Brand new scene, escape the skits, the trials and tricks, and make you sick. Stay a while or make it quick. Take some pictures, make a flick. Your face, your lips, the shape of your hips are some of the reasons I make these trips. Let's start over with our relationship. You call me your king, well you my crown. It's more than your smile, it's even your frown. You don't let anything hold you down. I do anything, let me hold you down. By now I know you know my style. Girl, I walk 1,000.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Little Rock. I hope you're having a wonderful day. You know, Mr. Tony Orr was just talking about healthcare, but I have another way you can kind of stay healthy with some dance with Miss Erin Anson from Ballet Arkansas. She's going to be talking to us today about what she's doing to just share with the community about Ballet Arkansas and the great shows that they're doing. I know last year I saw the Spring into Motion and it was amazing. So, how are you doing today, Miss Erin?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm doing wonderfully, wonderfully. So, what exactly is Ballet Arkansas up to?
Ballet Arkansas has got a lot of stuff going on this season. We just brought on a new artistic director, Michael Bearden, and as well as me in a full-time capacity, and that has just expanded our capacity to be able to do a lot more outreach in the community, as well as bring in more guest choreographers from around the country to create new works, such as the big hit from our Spring into Motion concert, Moultrie Spring. It just is a way to get new styles that are out around the country to Little Rock for Little Rock audiences, and also to educate Little Rock about what's happening in the dance scene around the country and the world.
Really? Wow. So what is the newest, not necessarily newest, but the upcoming show?
The upcoming show after Nutcracker in December will be called Momentum. It's going to be several new pieces that we've just had choreographed this year, and a couple choreographers will be coming in this January to set new works as well. So it's going to be a whole new rep. Our artistic director is setting a piece as well, and it's going to be all new stuff that you haven't seen before. We had a choreographer from Pacific Northwest Ballet named Keon Gaines come in August and set a new work to Bolero. It's a fairly well-known piece of music, and it's kind of a very metered Spanish influence, almost military soundtrack, but he has just made it so dynamic, and I'm so excited for audiences to be able to see it. We're also going to have a piece from the Joffrey rep in there, and for non-dance goers, Joffrey is a big name in dance. It was one of the big names as far as New York City Ballet and American Ballet Theater, and they're very influential in the dance community.
Okay, well, where is he coming from again?
The Joffrey rep is going to be a woman named Maya Wilkins, and she'll be coming from Joffrey, and basically it's going to be a piece called Birthday Variations. It's been performed for many, many years, but we're bringing it into our rep so that we can get a little bit of that classical feel into the concert, along with some of the new works that we're going to be performing.
Awesome. So you keep saying our rep, so is it going to be at the Rep Theater?
Yes, Momentum will be at the Arkansas Repertory Theater in April.
In April, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's kind of a new thing that we are so excited about, is being able to go into the rep and perform there. They've got a great team, and just being able to collaborate with other arts organizations is such a crucial part of the arts in any community, because if you're talking to other people, you're getting new ideas, and that's just leading to better things and more experiences.
Yes, because I know before we were talking about how really you just kind of had to go wherever to see Ballet Arkansas, but now it's kind of flattening out. You're going back to the Robinson Theater Center for the Nutcracker. And when is the Nutcracker going to be this year?
The Nutcracker is always the second week in December. This year it's going to be performing December 13th, 14th, and 15th. On the 13th and 14th, it's an evening performance, and on the 15th, it's a matinee. We also offer 2 student matinees on December 12th and 13th that are at 10:30 a.m. that we invite all the schools to come to, homeschoolers, anyone who just happens to have that part of their schedule open. We want them at those shows.
Awesome. So what else What do you do at at Ballet Arkansas?
For Ballet Arkansas, I'm their production and company manager. I facilitate and handle logistics for most anything that the dancers are involved with. So, for instance, last week we went on tour to Monticello to perform our Spring Into Motion concert, and I go in there the day before. I get the special dance floor that we call Marley laid and get the lighting situated so they can look their best, make sure the dressing rooms are set up with their costumes. I do a lot of communication with the venues we go to. We have 2 tours in February. Well, we'll be going to we have a Texas tour. We're going to stop in 2 places, one in Midland and one in Amarillo, Texas. And then a group of the dancers will be going to Bellevue, Washington to dance in a dance festival called Chop Shop up there. And so I just handle logistics of making sure that they have everything they need when they get there so they can focus on dancing.
Awesome. So we're not just in Arkansas anymore as far as Ballet Arkansas goes.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to make Little Rock, be a face of dance in the nation, and we're also trying to get more exposure to what's going on around the country. If we're going to Amarillo, if we're going to Midland, to Bellevue, we're getting more experiences from the artists in those areas as well.
So it's just an all-around bettering for Arkansas and Little Rock.
Absolutely.
So how can people get involved aside from just coming to the shows? I mean, of course you want them to come to the shows, but what else can they do to help you all?
Well, luckily with our added capacity with the new artistic director and myself this season, we've been able to incorporate a lot more outreach. So we've been doing something called Reading with the Ballet at the library, the Cal's Children's Library and Learning Center here off 10th Street. And we do that every once in a while. We'll bring some ballet dancers out. They read a book. They wear a tutu. They show them their point shoes. And the kids have just adored it. Last week we did a Girl Scouts workshop where the Girl Scouts earned their dancer badge through a couple hour-long workshop that the dancers did with them. We also perform at the March of Dimes Signature Chef event as just a piece of performance art there. We do things with the Festival of Trees. We just really like to help other arts and nonprofits in the area as far as being parts of their events. We also are we have a lot of, in this month's soiree, we have a lot of things on our wish list as far as in-kind donations such as office supplies and furniture, because we are moving into a new space down off Main Street, kind of catty corner from the rep, where we're going to just be needing a lot of stuff in there. But if you go to our website, balletarkansas.org, you can see many different ways and how you can catch a glimpse of what we're doing or get involved in Ballet Arkansas. And as always, we also appreciate donations because we are a nonprofit, and that's the majority of the way that we function. Ticket sales are a small number as far as operating costs go.
Wow. And raising the bar.
Yes.
What is that?
That's kind of our donations initiative. There's several different ways that you can donate to Ballet Arkansas, but it's basically just our way of trying to say, if you contribute to us, we'll give back to the community 10 times fold, and it's just a way to get the community involved and really feeling part of Ballet Arkansas, that their dollars are being spent on a specific dancer or on point shoes or for new works. That's actually one thing that a new initiative that we're starting is our New Works initiative. We just got a $25,000 matching grant. So it's all on funds which we receive for the New Works that we actually get any of that money.
Right.
And that is something that, because we have the capacity to bring in these new choreographers, any kind of funds that go to that New Work fund will be matched to ensure that we get more works like Moultrie Spring, and we get more choreographers like Keon Gaines in to work. Right now, we've actually got a choreographer from Utah named Shayla Bott who's choreographing a very contemporary style piece, and it's very interesting. And so we just want to have as much in our rep as possible that is quality and that is relevant, because we could sit here and do classical ballets that have no rights to them whatsoever and just afford them for days and days to come, but that's not always the most relevant thing. They are relevant, they are cultural experiences, but you got to stay with the times too.
That is very true. And so you have the matching grant, so that means that we as a community have to give to you in order for you to get more, so we can see more like Montrese Spring and this new piece from the woman in Utah. What is her name again?
Shayla Bott.
Shayla Bott. Yes, very, very exciting times.
Yes, and along with that giving type topic is with the move to Maine, we have quite a bit of overhead trying to be more in the heart of the community by being down on Main Street with the symphony and with the rep, so that we can have more collaborative efforts in an easier way, just being practically all in the same building.
Right.
So that's one thing that we're also looking for donations and for support on, is our campaign to Maine, and there's more information about that at balletarkansas.org, along with Raising the Bar, and we should have a lot of information on our New Works initiative out very soon.
Good. So you're saying something really cool. I think it's cool anyway. That you were saying we can give to specific causes. So to a specific dancer, or to, I just want this money to go to the painting the building or getting new bars. You can do that.
Absolutely. Yes. And even especially with our campaign to Maine, certain things come with naming rights. So you donate this particular amount, or you donate this particular product, and you get naming rights in the studio that will be there for as long as the studio stands.
Oh, wow.
For New Works, I don't, since that's an initiative we haven't completely gotten solidified yet, I'm sure that will be part of it, is you're contributing to New Works and somehow you're involved with the specific new work that you think you're contributing to.
Okay. Beautiful. Also, we were also talking about Ballet Arkansas getting involved in the education system.
Yes, and that's been my baby this season so far. I've always had a great passion for education in the arts. And as a theater major in college, I really just grasped all edges: visual, dance, music, everything. I just see the dedication and the passion that goes into all forms of art, and you can't help but have respect for that.
Right.
And so we have always done student matinees that have been basically performances with talkbacks that kind of give an introduction to ballet and get the kids excited and make them want to come back and see it some more, or just, do their own research and get involved in their own way. But recently we've come up with a educational program that's called From Studio to Stage, and it is basically what the title says. It's an introduction to ballet from its creation in the studio to its performance on stage, and it really focuses on ballet as a profession, as an art form, and as a hobby. And it's an hour-long program that involves performances, some audience participation, some audio-visual elements, and I'm just really excited about it. And so we'll be performing that at the Cowles Children's Library and Learning Center on October 25th at 4:30, which is free to the public. Come and see it. You'll learn a lot, or you'll just really enjoy it, I'm sure. And then we're also performing it for the Little Rock School District at Mann Middle School on November 14th. So if you're interested in either of those, you can go to our website, get more information, or you can email me at erin@balletarkansas.org, and I'd be happy to tell you a little more about it. But it's definitely just trying to reach out there and get these kids to realize that there's so many ways that dance can help influence your life. I'm a big harper on kinesthetic learning, and doing something and learning something at the same time is amazing. You can really get the benefits from it. And also in this this time that we have so many difficulties with keeping children focused, is having an activity while you're applying knowledge is such a great way to ingrain that. It's almost like teaching someone something, how you learn it so much better that way.
Right.
You have some kind of muscle memory to help you remember it. And not to mention, it keeps you active, and it's something that really can just brighten your day. Just getting those endorphins from exercising.
Definitely.
And knowing that you have this skill that's within your body that you can access anytime you wish, that's not limited to you, is great. And it's also wonderful for any kind of learning disabilities, physical disabilities. It really helps to let them know that there's so many things that you can use your body for. Your body isn't always working against you. You can definitely use forms of dance to inspire yourself to reach further than you thought you could.
Yeah, I definitely, from personal experience, can say that dance has definitely been a self-esteem builder for a lot of people. Just because you're dancing, you're doing these things that you never thought you could do, and you're doing them to a rhythm with everyone else, and it's just so awesome, so amazing. So definitely I encourage dance and the arts for children, and I'm really excited about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that it's not just at one school, but it's open to the public, like you said, at the library.
At the library. And then hopefully next year we'll be able to take it around. We're hoping to have a tour to schools around Arkansas that we can bring the program to. But we definitely wanted to bring it out, test its reactions, get some feedback from the teachers and the students about what they think about this initial run of it. And we'll tweak if needed, and we'll try to get it to as many places as possible, because it's really just trying to get awareness of ballet out there and realize that dance can be a profession. It can be something that you go in and you do it for the rest of your life, and you make waves in your community and in the dance world or in the arts in general, and you really meet a lot of other really brilliant souls in different forms of the arts when you work in dance, because it involves music, it involves performance aspects, it involves visual art a lot of the time as inspiration or as parts of the audiovisual compilations that are being done in dance now. So it's a really great thing that I really think every school should have in it.
And one of the aspects, like you were saying, with that it can be a profession that Ballet Arkansas does is you have your junior company.
Yeah,
and they are high schoolers.
Yeah, it's not so much a company as it is just a group of dancers that have an interest in dance as a profession down the line.
Okay.
And we did have a junior company. It's really difficult for high schoolers to be able to go on tour with a dance company.
Right.
It causes a lot of conflicts of interest. And so we decided to make it a Saturday class that it has always been as the junior company had done before. But we call it the Ballet Arkansas Youth Division now. It's a Saturday class where they come and get to take class with the Ballet Arkansas company members from the Ballet Arkansas ballet mistress, Marla Edwards. And they also, with the youth division, since they're no longer the junior company, they have their own performance options, which is very rare for a dancer in Little Rock to have. If you're a student, if you're a student at UALR in the dance program there, you have your 2 concerts per year, and then there's also capstone projects that you may be cast in, and those are great performance opportunities.
Right.
As far as anything else, unless you're a competitive dancer and you're going all over the nation competing, there aren't really performance options. You have recitals that you can perform in, but those are your family and friends for the most part attending. These are actual performance experiences where they're dealing with professional crews, where they're dealing with professional choreographers and situations that they come in and they are the stars. We have a program on November 22nd. It's a collaboration with the Arkansas Symphony Youth Orchestra where we'll be doing sections from Swan Lake. So our youth division will perform the dances from Swan Lake as the youth symphony performs the music for it. It's going to be at the Scottish Rite Temple between 7th and 8th off of Scott, and it is a fabulous space, but it's a wonderful opportunity for these dancers who are saying, I don't know if I could do this professionally. It seems like a really hard life. The opportunities don't seem like they'd be there. They are, and they're amazing when you find them. And it's all about that dedication and diligence that I really respect in artists that you really get to see as these young dancers come out and say, oh, wow, yeah, this is what I want. This is the lifestyle I want to live. And so beyond that, we're going to have them also do their own performance in our gala in the spring, which will be more of a contemporary kind of dance, because that is such an influence in professional dance nowadays that we're not just seeing strictly classical repertoires that these companies are performing. There's lots of concert reps where they're incorporating some contemporary and some modern works with the classical ballet works. And so that's what they'll be doing in the spring, is something a little more contemporary. But once again, it's just those performance options that they have rather than having to go all over the country looking for different things to perform in.
Wow. So the Ballet Arkansas has a lot going on.
Yes, our actual events calendar, I keep updating it, and it just keeps growing. Every time I send it out to our board and our dancers, I say, I'm sorry it's so long, but it's exciting that it is.
Well, I mean, you really can't complain.
No, not at all.
Because, I mean, that's more opportunities for people to see you and to see what you're doing, to be like, hey, I want to do that, or I want to give to that, or just, that's really awesome. Let me put my child in this program or something like that. So,
Absolutely. No, every time we get to get the dancers out there and become more of a face in Little Rock, I enjoy that more than anything. These library events we've been doing have just been big treats for me. I get done in the office and go out there and just see all these kids with their smiling faces just hugging the dancers. I love you to the dancers. And they're just so inspired. They walk up to me and they say, I want to be a ballerina. And they check out almost every single ballet book that we have up there. That we may have read one and they check out all the 12 other options that we had. And so it's just really, it inspires me because not only is it inspiring them to find their creative sides, it's inspiring them to read and follow their literary passions. So they've just been real treats to me. And just anytime that we can get any part of the community, especially kids, because they're just precious and you just can't help but have them light up your day. It's really a great opportunity.
Yeah. Definitely. So you went to Euler, yes, and you majored in theater.
Yes.
How did you end up at Ballet?
Well, while I was at Euler, I was on the 5-year plan. I found that I could graduate after 4 years, but really wanted to do a capstone, so I stuck around for another year so that I could direct a play that I was real passionate about. But in that time, I watched it go from just a strictly theater department to a theater and dance department. They started the dance department while I was there, and as I watched all of these dancers just be in the studio just as long as we were in the theater, because as a theater or dance major, you live in your department. Yes. You will literally find people sleeping on the floor in the props room. But I would run the lights. I would do stage management. I'd work backstage. I was involved a lot with the dance, just because I love the production side of anything. Okay. And being involved with dancers, you get the most respect for how much of a beating they will take in college. They are there for hours and hours. They're bruised. They're rubbing Tiger Balm on their sore feet, and they're there past classes. They're working together on their own projects. They're just so passionate, so dedicated, such hard workers that I always had a great respect, and I always wanted to be involved in any of the dance curriculum things that were going on. I took a few dance classes. And when I graduated, I got the opportunity to stage manage an educational tour for Wildwood Park for the Arts, called Lily and the Appleseed. And while I was working on that, a good friend of mine, Ross Jackson, who's actually getting his master's out at UC Irvine in stage management, contacted me and said that Ballet Arkansas needed a stage manager for their Nutcracker because he had been doing it for several years before that. And I was like, well, of course, this tour is about to be over in November, and I'll need something to do, because really once you graduate with a theater degree, it's kind of like, what's the next gig? What's the next gig? Where's my next paycheck coming from? And so I was very excited to see that opportunity to do such a big production, because I'd never worked on something with a cast of 200 plus people. And it was exciting, and I got into it, and Lauren and I and the dancers and everyone hit it off. Lauren, our executive director, she had her first child in February, and she had been the only person really running Ballet Arkansas at the time. And so she was really concerned about, she's about to go on maternity leave for a very brief period of time, and this company is just going to be, have an empty office. And so I came on a temporary capacity, just as kind of handling the office work. We had a couple tours that I had to take them on, and so after that, it was a good fit, and Ballet Arkansas had the capacity to bring me on, and so that's how I got into Ballet Arkansas. I've always had a great passion for dance. My mother was a ballet dancer for many years, and I just have a great respect for it, and it's just beautiful. I never get tired of watching.
Of course you can't, because it's beautiful, especially when you do mix the contemporary in.
Absolutely.
So it just gives a whole new, you're like, that's ballet? Really? That's
exactly.
Ballet? So just recap, because we're almost out of time. We have the second week in December, which is the Nutcracker, and that's going to be at
Robinson Center Music Hall.
All right, and there are student matinees.
Yes.
So if you have time to go, it's a little cheaper.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Or if you want to go see the full show, and that's going to be on the 13th
through the 15th. And that's with the Arkansas Symphony Orchestra. The student matinees are with It's not live music. It's recorded
Okay.
music for the student matinees, which is part of the price break and
Yeah.
also part of just logistics of the symphony being in there so many times. But the symphony will play with us on the public performances the 13th through the 15th, and it's just something to behold with the dancers on stage and this live symphony booming at you.
Yes. And then in the spring, you have in April your new show, which is
Momentum is what our
Momentum.
new rep will be titled, and it'll have a couple classical pieces, but mostly all new works.
And in between then and now, you also have in November and October 24th at the library with the education piece with the students.
Yes, we're going to preview our educational program from studio to stage at Cal's Children's Library and Learning Center on October 25th, and at 4:30 p.m. free to the public, and then at Mann Middle School with the Little Rock School District on November 14th.
Awesome. Amazing, amazing. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to be there on the 24th, actually, with the little kids. Just
Wonderful.
saying.
I hope you will be.
Yes, well, thank you for coming on the show, Erin. Any last words to the audience?
Just really support your local arts. They're an amazing asset to the community.
Definitely. And for more information, you can go on
balletarkansas.org, or you can just go ahead and email me at erin@balletarkansas.org or call us at 501-223-5150.
All right. And that is about it for me as well. And don't forget to support me at dunbarfest.org. You can find more information about Craft and Conversation and what else is coming up on our calendar. Last week we had Wildwood, and this week we have Ballet Arkansas. I'm not going to tell you who's on next week. You just have to listen. But also, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ARK Showcase. And with that, I think we should fly out of here. Have a good day, Arkansas.
I see.